Michael Steele's freelancing helping or hurting the Republican Party, the way at least some of the congressional leaders suggest. Here to make their case, Benjamin Sarlin, political reporter for thedailybeast.com, and Brian Founan, a blogger for theconservatives.com. Brian, let's start with you. It's your party. Is Michael Steele helping or hurting you guys?
Oh, I think Michael Steele is helping. You know, a little bit of this back and forth is understandable. He hasn't been chairman all that long, a number of months. This is going to happen sometimes, and it's happened with his counterpart, Tim Kaine. But on the balance, you're looking at an RNC that's got twice as much money to spend as the Democratic counterparts, leading in races in Virginia and New Jersey, and putting more money into those races. I think there's much to do about nothing. So it's just a scolding then with the congressional leaders just saying, look, you're stepping out of bounds and you need to stay in your lane. Well, I think that policy comes generally from the congressional people. I think that there should have been better coordination. I just don't see it as a big deal. I think it's trying to make a story out of nothing. Benjamin Sarlin, the Democrats, though, they love Michael Steele because of the fodder that he gives you guys.
Well, first of all, it's not you guys. I'm a reporter here. But it's definitely true that the Democrats have been kind of elated with many of Steele's gaffes. So in this case, it's one that could actually be damaging for the Democrats. In the short term, seniors are very concerned about health care. A lot of it's fueled by inaccurate rumors. Some of it are legitimate concerns. A lot of questions about how Medicare cuts would be handled. But the way Steele has gone about this to try to raise these fears up and exploit them has been to essentially invent a new policy for the Republicans single-handedly that just is completely inconsistent with everything they've been saying all throughout the years. So it might help the Democrats in the sense that Republicans might get on board with Medicare all of a sudden, but I really think it's more that Steele is just overstepping his bounds.
Brian, let me get you, and I know you said it's not that big of a deal, but according to this report, Steele was taken aback by this meeting. It was a pretty aggressive meeting, and he was told to back off from rolling out policy initiatives after he discussed Medicaid. I mean, that sounds like I'm not trying to blow the whole party up here, but it sounds like there certainly needs to be some folks getting on the same page, which is always a big deal.
No, I agree. Like I said, I think that there should be better coordination. But, some of this is bound to happen in the rough and tumble of politics. Like you were just talking about, it's arguable the Democrats could use a little bit more of this, of, speaking out when folks are getting out of line and trying to coordinate efforts. Like I said, it's, for a committee that's got twice as much money as the Democrats, winning races in Virginia and New Jersey, I just don't see that this is a big issue.
Benjamin, is there a lesson for the Democratic Party in all this? I mean, should the Democrats, I don't know, get a little bit more of the rough and tumble spine that the Republicans have and say to the people, look, you got to stay in your lane. We got to have a little more discipline when it comes to message?
I don't know about message discipline, but it certainly gives them a nice opportunity to exploit what Michael Steele's been doing and start bringing up this old issue of Medicare in a way that's favorable for them. They could, for example, start pointing out, as many already have in the DNC and elsewhere, that Republicans' record on Medicare is not really so in touch with seniors' actual opinions. They've wanted to privatize it, make cuts to it. This was a key plank of Newt Gingrich when he was running the party in the 90s. And so it gives them an opportunity to bring this issue back into the news.
Benjamin Sarlin and Brian Founan, thank you both so much for coming on today. We appreciate it. And Cameron, Michael Steele is such a fascinating story on so many levels. And it is, it is interesting. The difference is the way the parties handle this. The Republicans